Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Holy Happy Hour. I am excited to continue this series. We're on season 1, episode 4 of The Office. But first, before we jump into it, a few announcements. First of all, we always want to thank our sponsors, Sacrilegious. They have been amazing. It's great to work with such an awesome company. If you don't know what Sacrilegious is, you can check them out in the description below. Basically, they're a apparel company that makes Catholic stuff that you can wear, but it's kind of subtle. So it's easy to start up faithful conversations as someone asks, like, that's a cool shirt. What is it? And it's like little monstrance all over your polo, or the cool socks that have different saints on them. You can explain who the saint is. It just a great, easy way to start conversations, but also look good at the same time. So check them out. The second thing is, if you guys have not seen, we are doing a live rosary every Monday. For now, it's going to be at 3 p.m. We will let you guys know a couple weeks in advance if that ever does change. But Mondays at 3 p.m. So join us for the joyful mysteries together as we pray. And you guys can bring your prayer intentions and you guys can comment below. But that will be a live stream that will then post on the timeline later. So we hope to see you guys for that series as well. So we're going to be jumping into today's episode, and it wouldn't be an office episode without us giving away a shirt. So we're going to be giving away a free Holy Happy Hour shirt. All you have to do is comment below. So you guys can comment anything below, but throughout the video, there's going to be 4 other chances to comment a specific either question or a specific thing that I say throughout the video. And so the longer you stay, the more chances you guys have to be entered in to win. So we are going to be giving away, let's give away 2 shirts today. We will give away 2 Holy Happy Hour shirts, and we will mail them to you wherever you are. I believe in the world, but I'll double check on that. All right, so we're going to be jumping in. And this episode today is such a great one. It is the Alliance. It's such a great, downsizing's happening. Michael has been just pushing this off as much as possible, but now the word's starting to get out, and we're going to be seeing some wildness happen. We're going to be jumping into the episode to see how do they respond when drama starts to hit. So I'm going to share my screen, and we will get this going. And obviously, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and share this with your friends. We'd love to spread this around. It's just a fun way to just watch one of the best shows ever with, Catholic eyes, Christian eyes. So we're going to share our screen. Let's get this going. We're also going to pour a drink while we watch. All right.
Michael! Oh, God! Dwight, come on!
I wanted to talk to you about the downsizing.
There's no downsizing.
One of my favorite openings.
Protected as a assistant regional manager.
Being scared all the time.
He's a regional manager, Dwight.
Yeah, so I don't have to worry.
Look. I talked to corporate about protecting the sales staff, and they said they couldn't guarantee it if there's downsizing, okay? But there's no downsizing, so just don't...
Bottom line, do I need to be worried?
Maybe.
I love this. I think first of all, first things first is we should never give anyone false hope over something. So if someone is worried about something, there's comfort we can bring. There's advice we can give of trust in the Lord to pray about it. Take it to spiritual direction if you need to. There's all sorts of things we can do. But the one thing I don't think we should ever do is give someone false hope. There's only like little times I believe that maybe false hope is okay. But I don't know. I would be interested to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Maybe this will be the second way to enter into the drawing. But what are your guys' thoughts when someone just says someone's in heaven, or just assumes we're all going to heaven? Jesus died on the cross for our sins, and we're all going to heaven. See, to me, I think that's such a dangerous way to think. I think there is a little bit of a false hope there of like, we should be almost thinking the opposite. Like there's nothing we can do. We don't deserve heaven. We can only hope that by trying to grow closer in our relationship with God, that we may possibly be welcomed into his heavenly kingdom. Now, I don't think we should go all the way to like scrupulosity. Obviously that would be bad, but there should be this sense of like the path to heaven is narrow. And it's not narrow because so many people are like, I don't believe God exists. I don't think that heaven's real. I actually think that's a small amount of people that think that. But I think that they say that because so many people say one thing, and I was guilty of this for so long, but say one thing, like I believe in God. I have a great prayer life. I have a good relationship with God. But at the same time, they have no idea what that means. So I don't know. Like, what are your guys' thoughts in the comments on that? I just think that right here, Michael's just giving Dwight false hope. Like, I've talked to him, and you don't need to be worried. We're going to protect the sales staff. he's like, then when he asks, like, should I be worried? He goes, maybe. I love that. It's so funny, but give him a little bit of false hope. Dwight just.
It's a real shame because studies have shown that more information gets passed through water cooling.
Do you guys get like this? If you guys ever feel like this is happening, do you guys get just super anxious? I used to get this way all the time. In high school, I would see like the girl I liked talking to like an ex-girlfriend, and I would just assume the absolute worst. Or like you see your best friend that you're maybe like having a tiff with, and he's talking to somebody else in like in high school, junior high. You're just like, oh no, like what's happening? I'm being left out. But Dwight is just absolutely losing his mind. And sometimes we'll go way out of our way to make sure that we don't feel left out. But it's kind of wild. So it's great. Let's see how Dwight goes way out of his way to make sure he's not left out.
I've had a little stroke of genius in that I have had my assistant, Pam, Pam. I have had her go out and find out whose birthday is coming up so we can have a little celebration for them. Not bad at all. All right. And
okay, so we're gonna get into a little bit of the scene. We'll skip some of it, but I love this one, and I actually found some quotes that are really great, and I think just line up really well with Michael. But Michael here is just trying to boost morale, like he's downsizing. People are talking about it. They're worried, they're stressed. Dwight's lost his mind. He's anxious, so he sees this and he wants to boost morale. Well, he's being super charitable in this, and he's kind of gone a little bit away from people pleasing and maybe more into the genuine love era. Like really wanted to do something for his people. In the Catechism in 1829 says charity builds up the body. So charity demands beneficence and fraternal correction. It is benevolence. It fosters reciprocity and remains disinterested and generous. That was a lot of words, but charity builds off of these things, these types of actions, these gift giving actions. When you give to others, just charity builds off of this. And so I love that he is getting more into this, and he knows, and he's got just great intuition of how he should act. He's trying to bring the peace. He's trying to bring the peace to the office, and he knows that if he can just get people to calm down, be peaceful, don't worry, corporate's not going to downsize, like it's okay. He's on the right mindset, and maybe he just couldn't articulate it, but maybe he kind of thought very similar to Saint Teresa of Calcutta. If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. Man, Michael really portrays that really well, actually.
For decorations, maybe we could. Stupid, forget it.
What?
Oh, I was just gonna say maybe we could have streamers, but that's dumb. Everybody has streamers. Never mind.
No. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. What color do you guys think?
Well, there's green, blue,
Oh, Phyllis.
yellow, red.
How about green?
I think green is kind of whorish.
Oh my gosh.
This was
Angela.
tough.
This is the toughest part of this show, is that the most religious person in the show is just supposed to be this harsh, like horrible to be around person. And honestly, sometimes this could be it. Like when we're around the people that we disagree with and we don't like, do you get angry? Do you get disgusted? Do you want to react the way Angela does? And it's something that I think is so hard to do. I struggle with this sometimes. Just being around people that are just completely the opposite side of how you believe, and they seem so hard-headed that they're never going to even be open-minded to hearing what you have to say. So there's not really a conversation being had. I sometimes feel like Angela in those situations, and it is rough. I think the best thing is to do is like, obviously pray for prudence and knowing when to say something, when not to say something. Obviously she did not need to say that. But sometimes it just comes out. Angela obviously does not like Pam, and there's all sorts of different reasons we find out later. They end up being super close. But yeah, she does not like Pam, and she does not have any prudence to hold that in. But this is kind of interesting. Like the whole staff just kind of is half-heartedly planning a party, and it's going to get worse later. When it's wild. It just gets a little wild. And if you haven't seen this episode, we'll keep it going. But we got some quotes and stuff later that I think will be relevant.
I suggested we flip a coin, but Angela said she doesn't like to gamble.
Oh my gosh.
Of course, by saying that,
She
she
was
was gambling
gambling
that
that
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
smack
smack her.
These are my party planning biatches.
Come on, Michael.
Pulled off an amazing 80s party last year. Off the hook. So I was thinking, if you haven't already gotten a cake, maybe going for one of those ice cream cakes from Baskin Robbins. They're very good, very delicious.
Meredith.
Okay,
So listen, I was thinking that it might be a good idea if you and I formed an alliance.
Absolutely.
Because of the downsizing, I think an alliance might be a good idea. You know, help each other out. Do you want to form an alliance with me?
Absolutely, I do.
Good. Excellent. Okay, now we need to figure out who's...
First of all, The Office writers are brilliant, and they always remember these kind of things. Later in an episode, way later on down the road, Pam responds the exact same way. He asked her, I think it's something very similar, about like playing a prank on a new person or something, and she's like, absolutely, I do. And then it cuts to her, and she's like, Jim always told me anytime that Dwight asked me to do something, I should ask me to join some kind of alliance like that, I should say, absolutely, I do. And it's cool, and you wouldn't ever catch that way in seasons later if you haven't watched the show way too many times like I have. So let's keep seeing how this goes with the alliance and Jim playing along, because I think there's a few vices we could maybe point out right here.
vulnerable and who's protected. There may be
At that moment, I was just so happy. I mean, everything Dwight does annoys me.
Did you get your tickets?
No, Dwight.
Let's keep this alliance totally a secret. Don't tell anyone.
An alliance?
Oh, yeah.
What does that even mean?
I think it has something to do with Survivor, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so we're going to point out a little bit here is there's 3 like vices or just sins that we want to avoid. And they're all kind of happening in this episode, but there's certain ways, maybe this would be that third opportunity to enter in to the drawing, is pointing out a time when one of these 3, like comment below one of the times that these 3 things exist. But there's gossip, which is obviously everywhere. You could comment any of those. Calumny, which is lying about someone to then make them look stupid. I think Jim kind of gets into this calumny state a little bit by like lying to Dwight to make him then look like an idiot later. But then there's also detraction as well, which I believe I just paused it right as like Jim is, I believe, committing this. I know there's still some like things with this. You guys also have to comment if I'm wrong, but yeah, comment one of the times that you see gossip, calumny, or detraction in these next episodes. And I've got a few quotes after this right here.
I know that it involves spying on people, and we may build a fort in the county.
Jim. Hey. Hi, Pam. Listen, could I talk to you for a second about the paper products?
Did you tell Pam about the alliance?
I mean, don't you think?
Yeah, what do you think that's about?
Only one way to find out.
Okay.
Come on.
So I think this is kind of getting...
You are not going to believe this.
What? I believe it.
Well, tensions were high in the kitchen.
I could tell from the body language.
Yeah, that looks good. What is that, turkey? Italian. Oh, Italian. What? Nice. Wow. Get the works there. Red onion, provolone. Yeah. Toby and Kevin, they're trying to get Angela kicked off.
So, okay, to pause in the middle, maybe this is like he's actually falsely doing detraction. He's like, he's saying a whole bunch of stuff. I guess, is this when it becomes calumny? Man, I don't know. Like I said, this is like, these 3 are very interesting. Because he's kind of calumny because he's lying to Dwight about what they're saying, but it's all to make Dwight look stupid, not the other people look stupid. So I don't know. But at the end of the day, so the Catechism says that in 2477, he becomes guilty who, without objectively valid reason, discloses another faults and failings to persons who did not know them. So it's almost like he's performing this detraction with Pam because he's telling all the dumb stuff that Dwight's doing and all the ways he's lying to him or whatever, but telling Pam about Dwight. But then it's like falsely, he's not actually, he's lying about what they're saying. I don't know. It's really, really interesting. But at the end of the day, Ephesians 4:29 actually paints this picture well. So if we ever feel tempted to maybe get into these hijinks at work, remember this verse. Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up. It's a great way to think. Kind of, it's the that if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all. And sometimes Jim does bite his tongue, and he actually does really well. But let's continue the scene. And again, comment if you guys see any other calumny, detraction, or gossip.
Good. Let him. That's fine. It helps our cause.
Well, I don't know. Because if Kevin's in accounting and Toby's in human resources and they're talking,
They're forming an alliance.
I love their sandwich.
I love their sandwiches too.
Yeah.
Their bread's
Can't
really
eat it.
good.
Their bread is very good.
Damn it.
Okay, listen.
Oh, man.
We need to assume that everyone in the office is forming an alliance and is therefore trying to get us kicked out.
Damn it.
Why? Because we're strong, Dwight. We're strong.
Meredith.
So before we get into the party and Michael being Michael, St. Francis de Sales also like sums up great advice for Jim. Have nothing in your heart but God, and you will speak only good words. I feel like that's something for me. I used to be really, really bad at gossip. My wife even actually loves to tell people, it's like, man, when I met him, he would tell me everything. Because we started dating, but we also worked together. So she said, I would tell her everything about the people we worked with. And she always thought to herself, like, he really shouldn't be telling me this. He really shouldn't be telling me this stuff. And I started to see it. I felt really bad about it. I felt embarrassed about it. And it took me so long to get better at this. But it hasn't been honestly until recently where I feel like it's so much easier to bite my tongue. It's the hardest to bite my tongue at home because sometimes my kids just just kids being kids. And so I have my expectations too high. They're 3 and 5. They don't meet them, obviously. And then I just get frustrated. But that St. Francis de Sales quote, and one more time, it says, have nothing in your heart but God, and you will speak only good words. It's just so good. It's so good to always constantly reminding yourself. That's actually a great one that you should like sticky note, put it on the mirror in your bathroom. See it before you leave for work. Put it on the front door. See it on your way out, or put it in your car somewhere. That'd be a great one to keep handy. But now we are going to get into the secret birthday party, and the actual party itself is interesting. We know that like joy is rooted in God. It's not rooted in circumstances. Happiness can sometimes come from circumstances, but true joy, what we're all seeking, we're seeking joy, but we're looking for it in happiness, is rooted in God. So joy is rooted in God. But we're going to see Michael obviously trying to manipulate the situation to try to bring joy through the circumstances, and it's all weird and it's really embarrassing. So we're going to see how this goes, and let's see if we see this. And what I always like to say is, obviously, we're not looking at this like, well, of course, it's a TV show. Michael's going to act that way. He's supposed to be dumb. But think of it like, have you seen someone do this in your life, or have you personally done it in your life, and how could you have acted better?
Come on in. What's up?
I'm sorry to bother you.
Oh, not at all. Come on in. What's going on?
My nephew is involved with a charity for
Yes,
cerebral
he
palsy,
is.
Mm-hmm.
and I was wondering if maybe you'd like to, if
What?
Donate to the charity.
Oh, God. Of course I would. Get it over here. Get that over here.
For my parents,
No, I'm
it was
always good
supposed to be taking
for
my
some
box of candy
serious
bars to work to
buckage.
see if
Wow,
we could sell
$2,
to teachers or
$3?
lawyers and stuff.
People out
That
here
we never got to
do not care about diseases. I'm going to give you $25.
That's
Wow.
very generous.
Oh, my gosh. Well,
Do you guys think Michael
listen,
understands
Oscar,
how this
generosity and togetherness and
works? Also, wasn't paying
community,
attention. Did he mention
all
that it's like a
convalescence
marathon? I know
is
it's on the
into
paper, but
morale, is what I say. So
it's also a great quote you guys could put up somewhere.
Just promise me you're not going to say anything.
I'm not going to tell anybody.
Okay.
It's between you and me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So
Jackpot. That was beautiful. All her idea, too. Awesome. She's so great.
Meredith, bad breath.
Okay, so Pam's engaged. Don't forget. And a lot of you guys seen the show. And we're not doing this in like me hoping that you're watching this with me every week and I have to avoid spoilers. Watch the show yourself and then come back and watch these. So we obviously know they get together, but they're not together. Jim absolutely wants to be with her. Pam doesn't know it, but she wants to be with him. But I love how what he's doing now, I feel like maybe it's borderline not okay. It's borderline not okay because he's still, it's where his heart's at. He's kind of still seeking after her, but they're still just being friends. They're being platonic. They're messing with Dwight together, and I think that's fine. But at the end of the day, like, he's maybe crossed a line here a little bit. But that being said, we just did this marriage retreat, and they talked about like how fast you can get into that world of like an affair, how fast it can come when we stop communicating. And we stop communicating, life goes on in our marriage. Then we start seeking just comfort with our routine, with work, with the kids, and we stop seeking each other. And it doesn't go God, wife, family, business. You know, they normally say God, family, business. But we need to break that down into sub steps too. I mean, it's God, and then it's wife, and then your family, the business. But they don't seek after their wives, and their wives don't seek after them. It's usually the man seeks after the wife, and the wife returns the love that she's receiving. I used to struggle with this so much because I'm just like, well, why can't you seek me too, or whatever? Like sometimes, but it's the man's job. The man's job should seek. And when they don't get the return, they start looking for it in all the wrong places. And so it's super easy then to have a conversation with someone at work. And this is why Pam starts feeling this way, and why she kisses him later at casino night, is that she's getting the attention she wants so bad from Roy. And then she makes the mistake. It is a mistake, even though at the same time, like, she belongs with him. Roy's terrible. At this time, Roy's terrible. He becomes awesome. But she makes that mistake because she's finally getting the attention she's been seeking. But at the end of the day, we should never think that's like, well, maybe we should get divorced, because that shouldn't ever be a question. And to death do you part. Like, you get through every bump. So even if it happens, like, we should do everything you can to work through that. But we got to avoid those situations and avoid those times. At the end of the day, if we stop seeking our wives, those temptations become very real possibilities. So avoid those. I don't know why that just came up to me when I heard and kind of saw how Jim acted there. So basically, this is the end of the episode right here, and it's such a great episode. And we see Michael here like shift. He shifts real fast of like, okay, this is going poorly. This party I planned is terrible. Let's just bring up the fact that I did that. He's just trying to save his own image, his own. He's doing this all for vainglory. He's doing this all because of pride. And that is obviously his biggest thing he has to work on. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. It's so great. Again, don't forget the other ways that you guys can enter in to win a free shirt. We want to give out these shirts for free. We would rather you guys wear them than to not wear them. And then if you guys ever see one you like, you guys can always support the channel by purchasing the shirts on our website. Link is in the description below. We have the ones with the logo on them now, but we are working on new shirts with different verses that I absolutely love. Ones that say, Jesus wept, the shortest verse in the Bible, or ones that say gird your loins. It's just my absolute favorite Bible verse ever. And then we have some other great ones as well that we're working on currently with Sacrilegious. So again, thank you to them for sponsoring the episode. I hope you guys are enjoying these. I absolutely love making them. So we will continue, and we're going to do it from now until the end of the entire series, because I needed a reason to rewatch The Office. So I hope you guys stick around, and you guys can comment below as well and let me know how you guys think these shows can get better, how we can maybe reach a wider audience and everything. I'd love to learn. This is something I do, honestly, for myself first, to grow my own faith, to do these episodes, to learn how to look with a Christian eye, look with that Catholic perspective, so we can continue to enjoy media, but also be on the lookout and be aware when it's something we probably shouldn't be watching as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And then hopefully we will see you guys on Mondays for our live rosary. If you guys subscribe and hit the alert bell, you guys will be alerted when we go live. We'll go live about 2:55 or so, and then start the rosary at 3 p.m. So bring your prayer intentions. You guys come and join us from all over the country, honestly, in praying the rosary. We're going to be doing it for 52 weeks, but starting a little bit before, but starting the month of October, which is the month of the rosary. So what better time to start. So again, we hope to see you guys next week. We're getting into episode 5. We got stuff like the booze cruise coming up. We obviously got the Halloween party, the first Christmas party, all the great episodes of season 1. So don't listen to your friends that say you need to skip season 1 if you're going to watch The Office. It is so great. We hope you guys have a great night and a great week. We're praying for you, especially if you watch this video, watch this channel. If you guys do like this, we're trying to get this video to 25 likes, so hit that like button, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.